Okay, so just a little at-home fun for what really happens when I'm doing my practice. My daughter is joining me today. Say hey.
Hi.
She does not normally practice yoga,
No,
so this will be fun.
not in the slightest.
So we're going to do some planking. We're going to do a bunch of core work. Have fun. All right, so you're not warmed up.
No.
Let's do a little warm up. We always want to warm up our spine. So I'm going to stagger so I don't hit Justine. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, big twist to the right. Inhale, sweep front. Actually, we're mirroring you. So now twist to the right. And sweep front. Exhale, interlace the fingers. Push up towards the ceiling. Grow a little taller. Take this into a forward fold. Let the hands come apart. Plant them on your mat. Walk them forward. Melt into the floor. Child's pose. Walk your hands back up into your kneel. You could be doing this seated, cross-legged, or legs extended if kneeling doesn't feel good for you. Okay, so we're going to plant one hand, the right hand on the ground. You're mirroring. We do the opposite of what I say. Reach the arm up. Exhale, other side. Come back up, other side. Just switch back and forth a couple times, thinking, matching movement with breath. Just nice and easy, fluid and fun. Channel your inner dancer. And then bring your hands to your heart. Take another twist a little lower to the left. So plant your hand on your back, sacrum area, and see if you can get a little more twist. Lift up and grow taller as you twist to the spine. Yes, that's good. You want to zip up the front and the back as you're twisting, and then both hands to the front. Inhale. Take that same twist to the other side. Regal lift as you twist. Bring your gaze along with you. Stretch the neck a little bit. And then face front. Bring your hands to the mat. We're going to tuck our toes. Just stretch out the back of the feet. Put a little weight into the feet. Good. Come onto your hands and your knees. We're going to do some cats and cows to warm up. Inhale, lower the belly. Lift your gaze. Exhale, arch and curl. Gaze between your knees. Inhale forward. Exhale, arch and round. Inhale forward. Exhale, round. All right, now let's start adding some side movements. Like you're, have a marker right here at the center of your chest, and you're going to draw some ovals. So we're going to drop down, elbows flare out, shift to the side, up, arch, other side. Draw some ovals. Yes, you're getting a teeny tiny little arm workout. And then reverse and go the other direction. We are going to have a little bit of a chicken pecking thing here today. You'll see what I mean later. Come to stillness. All right, extend your right leg long. Put the ball of the foot into the floor. Stretch through the calf muscle. So I want you to feel like your heel is pressing into the floor. And I'll pivot so you can see. Like that. Okay. Now, while that leg is still engaged, stretch the left arm forward. Okay, lift the leg off the ground now if you choose. If not, just keep the fingers long and the toes long, but take the weight out of these hands and feet that are touching down, or they're lifted. Good. Your core is engaged, the belly's not sagging. You're kind of engaged all the way around. The back is flat, hips are level. Now I want you to take this hand that's reaching and place it off the mat, crossing over your other hand. And then I want you to swing the leg down off the mat. Reach this hand a little further like you're trying to stretch the floor and pull it towards you. And then bring that hand back. Come back in the table. Good. Extend the other leg, plug the ball of the foot in, calf stretch first. While you're still engaging, stretch the right hand forward. You're looking down. Start engaging the core. Lift that leg off the mat. If you want an extra challenge, lift the toes and the foot off the floor of the one that has the knee on the floor. So the only thing balancing on the floor is your left hand and your right knee. Notice everything you need to stabilize. Swing the hand and the foot. Do that cross. Plug it in and reach. Okay, don't feel bad if you have to readjust because that's kind of challenging. Plug and pull the floor too. Just stretch the whole length of the body. And then come back. You know, expectations versus reality. It's no big deal. All right. Coming back, let's start working towards some planking. So we're going to start by just walking the knees behind us. We're going to do low plank first. Right now we're going to put a magnet right here at the navel and the chest. The other side of the magnet is in front of the mat. It's pulling us forward. There's no sagging at the belly. Good. We're lifted. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Now we're going to lower all the way to the floor for a count of 5. Keep the elbows in close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and forehead rest. Hands stay where they are. Engage your glutes, engage the legs. Inhale, lift the head, lift the shoulders, lift the chest. Squeeze between your shoulder blades. Hang out here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. We're going to move with our breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. If you want a little more, let the hands hover. You won't lift quite as high. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Last one. And down. Let everything melt to the floor. Turn and gaze over one shoulder. Let your hips rock from side to side. Okay, so with everything, we work really hard and then we rest. And that's how our energy is renewable to the best of our ability. Bring the hands back. This time let's slide the hands all the way back towards your feet. Option to keep the palms facing in towards your hips or to wardrobe adjustment. Interlace the hands and then stretch them down. Okay, now I want you to see, can you feel like you are grabbing the block between your feet and lifting up like you're a boat? And go ahead and gaze down so the back of your neck stays long. Try not to let the feet come really wide apart. Keep the inner thighs engaging and lengthening. And then release, lower down. Turn the opposite direction. While the belly's constricted into the floor, I want you to feel you're able to breathe laterally through the side ribs and really start sending some energy the whole length of the back. We store a ton of tension in our back, and when we take time to slow down and notice our breath and breathe like this, we can start to just release some of those knots a little bit. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to come up into full plank. So slide the hands back by your side. So I promise we'll work and we'll rest. Okay, tuck your toes. You can either come up through table into plank, okay, or just tuck your toes and lift straight up into plank. Perfect. And we're hanging out here for 5. Everything's engaged. For 4. For 3. The feet are lively. We've got energy between the shoulder blades for 2. Last one. lower the knees. Okay, we're gonna go into side planks and we're gonna give you some options. So I'm gonna pivot this way so you can see a little better, and you're going to do that too. So we're gonna face this way. Okay. Okay, so Justine is gonna do our basic version first. So I'm gonna have her get into that so you can watch her, and then I'll do a little more challenging version.
Okay. Side plank?
Side planking. So you're gonna start with your, remember you're doing the opposite side. Left hand underneath your shoulder with your left knee in line, and then that right leg extends long, so you've got 3 points all in a row. Okay, and then you can reach the top arm up. If that feels really groovy, then you lift that leg. If that feels like, man, I've got more, bring elbow to knee and extend.
You were not doing that.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so I just showed you all those options, and I'm going to show you one more. Actually, I'm going to show you 2 more. So the other option is to bring the front foot, extend this way and up, and then you can start wiggling that foot back until your feet are all the way stacked and you're in a more challenging version. So lots of bus stop options here. Work where you are, wherever you want to, but we've got time. You're at home, play around, try things. Do it until your arm starts shaking like this. That's when you're building some strength, right? And then come back down. Take a child's pose in between. We're going to do the other side in a moment. And now that you know what all those options are, you'll know what you want to do for the other side. So go ahead. I'll let Justine play around and I'll get out of the camera. Now just for one time, bring your knee to your elbow. A little crunch. Yes! Okay, you can do 2 more. 1, 2, and then come into table.
Ugh.
Take either a cat and cow or a child's pose to reset. I like that. Yeah, see? And you know, we don't know what we can do until we play around and try. Okay, so we're going to come back and face the front of the mat. We only turn so that you could see. You don't have to do that at home. All right, well, so that is a common thing. Your wrist start to hurt, right? Because we're putting a lot of weight into our upper body, and most of us by nature don't do a lot of that. So the wrist will start to complain. Some tricks you can do with that, or for that, are put a block. You need 2. I'm currently using the other block to prop up our camera, but you would just put blocks underneath the wrist. They absorb some of the shock and they bring the floor up closer to you, which makes it a little more accessible. So blocks can be super awesome and lovely. But we're gonna tough it out.
Yeah, we are.
I have bean bags. Do you want to use those?
No, it's fine.
Okay. That would work too. So you could always use like a folded blanket or even one of the really small bolsters underneath your hands too. Okay, so we're gonna do plank jacks.
Okay.
Yay. So let's come into high plank. This one, if you did it from low plank, it's going to be kind of hard on your knees. So if you do not want to do the plank jacks that we're going to do, I'm going to suggest that you just move forward into low plank and just hold. Okay? All right, if you're coming with us for the high planks, you're tucking the toes, lifting up into plank. Okay, and you're only using about the width of your mat, maybe a tiny bit more. You're on an inhale, exhale, jump out, and then inhale back together. Exhale, inhale. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down.
Oh.
And take whatever move you want to reset for your rest. Child's pose, high kneel, roll out the wrists. So even if you're in child's pose, take the weight out of the wrist. So kind of roll them out a little bit. Yeah. Because we're not quite done planking. We have one more. This one would be a great one to use the blocks for. I'm going to grab the bean bags just so I can demo that. I'll let Justine demo it.
Yes.
I'll do the harder version. Okay, so if you had anything that would serve as a block, you're going to put that underneath your hands. This could be done from low plank or high plank. So we're going to just tap the shoulders. Inhale and plant. If you're in high plank, you're all the way up. We are trying not to do a lot of swaying and dipping, right? So, oh God. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and knees down. Rest, recover, become that expert breather. Any option you choose to refine your breath, allow your breath to be expansive, smooth, and relaxed. We're going to stay here for 3 more rounds of breath. Last one. Okay, since that was a lot for the upper body, we'll be done with planks. And everyone said, hallelujah. All right, we're going to come down onto our back and do some core. I learned this from Allie from the Journey Junkie. Not going to lie, it's pretty challenging, but it's kind of fun too. So, come down all the way onto your backs. And depending on the camera, I swear I already did this workout this morning. So if I use the camera and just model for you, it's not because I'm cheating.
It's fine.
We'll see. Okay.
This is my
Actually, I
workout
think
for
we'll
the
be
morning.
okay. I think we'll be okay with the camera. All right, we're gonna come into bridge pose, like set up for bridge pose. So you just kind of rock a little bit from side to side. Release some tension in the low back. Keep your hands by your side. Walk the feet back in close to you. Pull one knee in, then the other. Grab onto the knees really lightly or the shins and just rock a little bit. So just kind of letting the spine enjoy feeling the support of the mat, right? Relax. All right, left leg is going to come down to the floor. Extend it long. Flex the foot and press into, like that whole left leg is going to press down into the mat. The right leg extends up, foot flexes. We're firing up this whole leg that's up towards the ceiling. So we're strengthening the hip flexor a bit with this pose. Really big energy down. I want even your shoulder blades to feel like they're sinking in the ground. If you've been practicing this with me in the studio and you want to amp it up a bit, flex, bring your calf down on this leg, and then lift up from there, and you'll work a little bit harder. Okay, option to stay right here, keep everything fired up, or to try to lift your bottom a little bit up towards the ceiling, like you could slide a piece of paper underneath you. If you're using the block, you'll be able to do little drops, down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. All right, bring that knee into the chest, give it a hug. Relax. Breathe. Let's take a cleansing breath together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, side out. And then other leg. So if you're using a block, you just slide it over so the other calf can find it. Flex both feet. And the other leg, knees coming in, extending up. If you cannot get your leg perpendicular and you need to bend your knee, that's okay. Work where you are, right? both legs engaged. If you're lifted and you're elevated and you want to do those little dips, go ahead. 4, 3, really small movements. Last one. Pull the knee in. Give it a hug. Okay, so that actually was the easy part of this. So, yeah. Hang in there.
It's hard.
All right, pull the knees in. Both legs extend up towards the ceiling. Okay. If this is really hard and you feel like it's straining your back a lot, take a blanket, roll it up, fold it up, put it underneath your sacrum. That will take some of the pressure out of the back, help you maintain neutral pelvis, and it will be a little more accessible for you. Otherwise, the hands clasp together, make a little yogi gun like this, okay? And that yogi gun is going to point up towards the feet as we lift the head and the shoulders off the mat. So we start with the knees in, extend the legs up, make our yogi gun, curl up for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other leg lowers for 5, for 4, for 3. I forgot which was good at the side. 2, 1. Stay here for an extra one because I messed up. Lower both legs. Keep reaching up. Try to keep that shoulder way off the floor for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Come to center for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Pull it all in and relax. Thanks, Allie. That was no joke. Feet come to the floor. Enjoy the little walk. Okay, so we had a little technical difficulty. So I'm filming the section that we missed. So we are just finishing your little yogi gun curl-ups, and I want you to come up to seated at your leisure. We're going to do a little rotation each direction, and then sit up nice and tall. Zip up that spine front and back and do a little twist to each side. We have one last strengthener that we're going to do, and then we'll do our cool down. So come onto your hands and your knees. 2 ways to do this. I'd mentioned that little chicken pecking thing earlier, right? So you can either do it from your hands and your knees, where you're doing little baby push-ups down towards the ceiling, down towards the floor, and back up. If you had a block or any prop, you can make that your little, what you're coming down to, and back up. I like to do these from down dog, so a little wider stance than you would normally use. Fingers spread, really push into the pads of the fingers, and then evenly distribute the weight into the rest of the hand. Come down and back up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come to your knees. Do either a couple cats and cows or sink into child's pose. Take a moment to reset. And then we're going to come onto our backs. Come all the way down. Stretch the arms long over your head. Take a nice pencil stretch, actively reaching. And then exhale, let everything go limp. Take a couple breaths here. And then bring your hands down by your side. Walk the feet in towards your bottom. We're going to pull the knees into the chest. Lightly hold on. Circle or rock. Or just stay here and let the weight of the legs and the hands. Help sink your hip points and your shoulder points down into the floor. We're going to drop the knees over to the left, gaze over the right shoulder. Trying to let each exhale let a little more tension out. Stretch a little more through this whole length of your spine. And then back to center, other side. I'm trying to do this so you can see. And since I'm not in my daughter's studio room, I have limited space. And then come back to center. If there's any last moves, you want to take happy baby, anything that would feel good. And then I want you to find your way into how you want to spend Shavasana. If you have props with you or blankets with you, you can pad your head, pad underneath your legs, cover yourself with a blanket, or put a nice weight on the belly. But really, we need absolutely nothing but just to let go, to remind ourselves that in this moment we're fine. We've set aside time to just be here and be present with our breath. Adding a little body scan if you need it. Maybe with your body scan as you're thinking about each body part, add in an element of warmth and light. Each area of the body that warmth and light touches, allowing that body part to soften and sink a little deeper. Starting with your feet, moving into your ankles, feeling them warm and melty. Your lower legs and your knees, your upper legs, your hips. Pausing to really let that warmth and light penetrate deep into the underlying tissues of the hips. Your belly, your back, shoulders. See if you can melt them a little more into the floor. The chest, and your whole head. Softening between the eyebrow center. And then staying here in silence as long as you like. Moving and rolling to your side when you're ready. I'm making this short. Obviously, you can stay long. And once you come back up to seated, you are perfectly ready and set up for some quiet seated meditation. So just spine long, propping yourself on a blanket or a meditation cushion. And spending a few moments just listening and noticing. Sitting with your breath. This could turn into silent meditation. You could turn on a guided meditation, or you could pray. Thank you for joining us. Wishing you each health, happiness, safety, and peace. Namaste.